If you could go to brunch with anyone, who would you brunch with?
Ooh.
Full stop.
No, I can't. Do you know what? I can't even talk about that one. That was really bad. This lad's hard.
That's actually my question.
Oh.
Hi guys, welcome to Black Girls Brunch. Thank you so much for joining us. Now today I'm really excited because we are joined by Feona Olujinmi. Now Feona is an accomplished business owner who runs an Ofsted outstanding nursery. She's also a qualified English teacher with roots in journalism. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited. And so, you run a nursery.
I do.
That's great. What made you choose this sector to go into?
It allowed me flexibility to spend time with my children when they were growing up.
Is that?
And that's the main reason, to be honest. However, it became very successful and we have run with it. My husband and I, we both set it up 10 years ago. And initially we just set it up as a way to support the family whilst I was at home with the girls, the twins. My eldest daughter was at secondary school. And then, so we set it up and then we became really popular. And I think it's because we treat the families as we treat our own children, with love, care and respect. And we think that's really important. So we didn't set out to be outstanding. We are outstanding because that's how we truly live our lives the best possible way.
Wow, I love that. Thank you so much for that answer. So can you tell us a bit about what it's like being a black woman in your industry?
Okay, so first and foremost, I don't see myself as a black woman in my industry. I see myself as a woman, a successful woman. I just believe that in any realm of life, you don't see yourself as a colour. You see yourself as a person doing the best that you possibly can. So in working in childcare, there are a lot of women in childcare, especially women of colour, some are mediocre, some are fantastic. And I think it's not difficult if you believe in yourself. And if you have a vision for what you want to achieve, you just push forward and do that. So I don't really see, I'm a black woman doing this. I see myself as a businesswoman making it happen.
And you are making it happen. I mean,
I am.
Ofsted outstanding, you can't go wrong.
But let's not focus on Ofsted outstanding. I'm outstanding because I choose to be. Just because we're validated by Ofsted doesn't mean that we weren't outstanding. If they didn't say we're outstanding, doesn't mean we're not. We are outstanding. I told Ofsted we were outstanding when they walked through the door.
I love that.
Yeah, they didn't tell me, I told them.
I love that. And how does that, you're giving outstanding care, how does that manifest within the business?
It's how we ask the staff to treat our children with respect, how we speak to the children, the quality of service we offer in terms of our resources, in terms of the day that we plan for them, even in the food that we offer them and the activities that we ensure that they have. So we make sure that their day is wonderful and we talk to them as humans, little people, not just ka-ching, ka-ching, they're not money in the bank, they're actually children coming into our setting who need to find love, security and people that see them, know them.
So I envision then, if you treat other people's children like that, you must have a good, strong relationship with the parents as well.
We're there to guide them, support them, not lecture them, not judge them. So I think, you have to build good working relationships. This lad's hard.
That's actually my question. So would you say then that your experience, I guess, in your maturity has helped you to be a better childcare giver, childcare provider?
My maturity? I don't say, of course, having 3 children of my own, of course, obviously I know what I want and what I want for my kids, and it's really important that I offer the same service that I would expect my children to get. I think though, in any walk of life, you try to do the best that you can and you be the best that you can. So it's when you ask yourself the question, am I being my best self? Am I giving the best of myself? Am I being, could I have done better? So I think it's about who I am as a woman and wanting a good life for myself and my family, and then wanting that experience of my life to have an impact on the children I care for and the families that I deal with. So I think it's not about maturity, it's about your character as a person. Because you can be a young girl doing this job and you've got a strong sense of who you are, a strong sense of self, a strong sense of wanting the right type of environment. It's not about age, sometimes I really believe it's about character.
So with your character, and you obviously strive for excellence, or you give excellence, obviously that's you as a person and your business partner. How do you now, transfer that to your staff? Like, what is it like running a staff, having a staff?
That's challenging because, what I've realised, it's really funny, we didn't set out to employ only black staff, but we have ended up with a lot of black staff. I think we draw black staff, as in they see a black business and they're excellent black business, they really want to work with us. We believe in, training our staff and expecting them to want for themselves. A lot of people don't know what that looks like, and they come in with chaos and want to bring that chaos to our setting. That's not happening.
So how would you deal with that?
Check them at the door.
Oh.
Keep that chaos to yourself.
Okay.
No, it's challenging. It is challenging. It's not every time you check it at the door. I've had some really bad issues. I'm learning as well. I learn, and I've also learned not to mother everyone or to take everybody on as a case, because it's not my role to save the world, but it is my role to guide. And we just say, this is who we have, our terms and our conditions, we have our values as a company, what we stand for, and we expect that from you. And also we have really tight HR, rules in place to ensure that if somebody's veering off of the way, the little haven way, then they're out the door. But we do try to support as many young people coming through. And even if that means they've come in and they're not aware that they don't actually want to do childcare, allowing them to say, look, you've tried it, it's not working for you, explore your other options.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you've got to do that. I think it's a lot of young people who get into childcare because the school system pushes them into it.
Right.
Thinking childcare is you're not good at anything else, you're not academic. Why don't you just look after children? As though it's an easy thing. And it's not, because you're educating people's children. You're absolutely, and foundation stage is such an important stage. That's the building blocks for the rest of a child's education and the way they see themselves in the world. So it's really important that you've got people in their lives that, one, believe in them, passionate about children, the care of children, and passionate about their learning and development. So yeah, we do try to encourage the sense of this is bigger than you.
Right.
Some people are not there yet.
It's a learning process for everybody.
It truly is.
So, I mentioned obviously at the beginning a bit about your history. So you're a qualified English teacher, and obviously you also had, you started off in journalism.
Yeah.
What is it like, I guess, moving industries, like moving sectors? How did you navigate that? How was that?
I think, again, it's really funny you say moving sectors. So when I was in journalism, I moved because of necessity rather than, this is my next step. I never really had a business plan or a career path. I never thought, oh God, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open a nursery. All of it was done through necessity. And I think when you grow up, I grew up in the sort of 70s, 80s. I was born in the 70s, grew up in sort of 80s and 90s. And a very different kind of landscape to what it is now, and the opportunities. Again, your parents expected you to become doctors, lawyers, or work in the local bank on the high street. And I was the first person in my family to go to university. Oh. So I think, and I had to navigate that on my own because my mum didn't have a clue. She didn't think about it. It was just like, you will go and work in, it was called Abbey National then, you will go and work in the Abbey National or a local shop. And I was like, that's not my portion, Mum.
What?
And so then I went into uni. I got into uni in Derby, but I couldn't access that because I didn't know how to. Didn't know how I was going to get from London in the ghetto, so to speak, or from an estate to uni. How was that going to happen? Because there was nobody navigating that for me.
Right.
So I didn't go. Ended up then working in a few doctor's surgeries and just doing lots of stuff. And I got fired quite a bit. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did, because I couldn't keep quiet. I kept arguing with people.
Right.
You don't speak to me like that. I'm not here for that. So I think for me, it's just a journey of, I didn't have career guidance. Right. It was just kind of an instinctual feeling. I am going to be more than this. This is not my life. This is not my end story. This is not happening for me.
Wow.
Yeah. So and I think that's how. So then I did got expelled from school, got into college, did my GCSEs again, then did a BTEC, then got into London College of Fashion, and from London College of Fashion got into journalism, worked at the Sunday Times. Whilst I was at the Sunday Times, fell in love, got pregnant, had a child, then decided I need to retrain to become a teacher because I needed to make sure that I was there at home for my child. And so that's how I kind of grew. And then once my daughter had gotten into school, I then decided I worked as an English teacher for a while, then I got pregnant, met my husband, got pregnant, had my twins, and then before you know it, it was just like, I need to be around for them. So I made sure that everything I did, again, became about supporting my family, but also just, so out of necessity more than I'm going to be.
Right. But I mean, to get where you are now is amazing, like having that start.
Yeah.
And just going back, because you mentioned that you didn't have a business plan, and you know, we see all these young entrepreneurs today, they all have like business plans and Instagram pages before they've even got like any sort of foundation. I guess my first part of the question is, do you have any advice for a young woman maybe wanting to go into this profession, something that you've learned or something that you wish that someone would have told you?
Advice to, if I was to give advice to my younger self, I would say have a business plan, definitely.
Okay.
I would definitely say have a business plan. I think it's really important to have a direction and know where you're going. I would definitely say listen to your gut and trust what you believe. Know your market. Your market. Don't just do something because everyone says you should do it or you think you should be doing it. Do it because you really believe in it and do it for passion. Do whatever you do it for passion, out of interest. I think it's really important that you enjoy what you do.
Right.
Even with the stresses. So advice to somebody setting up now: have a business plan, believe in your whatever it is you're choosing to do. And go and really hustle for it, work hard and do what it takes. And not to say, oh, don't clock off. You never clock off. Not if you're building a brand, not if you're building a business, you don't clock off.
Ever?
Not until you make it, not until you're where you get to where you're successful.
Right.
And what does success, and then choose to know what does success look like for you? Where is your success mark?
What does success look like for you?
A house in Ibiza by the beach.
Well,
that's what it looks like.
I mean, that sounds
so a house in Ibiza by the beach, one in Ghana as well. Yeah, and maybe a little boat hole in Jamaica.
Okay, so international houses.
Yeah,
and then that's your kind of definition of made it.
That's me making it, and me chilling out and enjoying my children's children and just living life. Yeah.
And there's so many questions off of this, but in terms of obviously that's your success. I think that we always, especially on social media, we see highlights of people's lives and we just see their successes, and we don't necessarily know about the failures or the struggles. Can you just tell us a bit about like the difficulties that you face? Because I think that seeing you as an accomplished person now, it's very inspirational to be like, you didn't just come here, you know?
No, I think there's huge struggles, and I think you get different struggles in your different layers of your life. I think obviously big struggle for me is being a parent and not spending enough time. I've got young girls and not spending enough time with them, as much time as I want to.
Right.
Also, I think you do sacrifice a lot in trying to build a business. And you're constantly on. And I know I say hustle, do the hustle and work hard, but you do have to find balance, and that's something I really struggle with. I'm not a very balanced person. I've got to get it done, make sure I'm doing it, and I'll go, and I'm not very good at self-care.
Right.
I'm not very good at taking care of myself. I'm good at shopping and buying clothes.
We all are,
but that's not self-care.
So what is self-care to you? Like, how would you define that?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, what does self-care look like? I know that there are certain things that I need to do.
Right.
It's whether I do them or not.
Which is key.
It's the thing, isn't it? You can know it, but it's whether you choose to do it.
So in terms of where you are now,
yes,
and your business, and obviously what your vision of success is, what does the future hold in store for your business? Like, what does...
So we've just relocated. So we were based in the one building, and we've now moved to another building, which is slightly bigger. And we have the beauty of that. The new building is that it's got an amazing garden space. That has led me to now have a real new vision for Little Haven, in that I really kind of going to start looking at different spaces, because I do think that there's another way you can do childcare. and I'm going to try and get out of this kind of what do you call institutionalized way. I don't like the institutionalized way that childcare's going. So there are a lot of brands at the moment that have popped up, and they've got all these different sites where they're all very samey. So I do want to have a few more little havens, but I'm not sure how and where.
Thank you so much for coming to speak to us about this. It's been really inspirational and also very informative, so thank you. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We just want to ask you some quick fire questions now, if you don't mind. These are for our patrons. So guys, if you want to see this exclusive content, click the link in the description box below. If you could go to brunch with anyone, who would you brunch with?
Ooh.
Describe an embarrassing moment.
Oh my God, I've got many of those. Wow.
I know.
Who's got time for that?
That's why you're still outstanding, listen. Thank you all for watching this interview with the wonderful Feona Olujinmi. If you enjoyed this video, please do click the thumbs up button, and why not comment down below who we should have next. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for your support of Black Girls Brunch, and thank you for giving your time today.
It's been amazing. I think it's wonderful what you're doing, and I really do hope that you go from strength to strength, and as they have in America Black Girls Rock, we'll have in London Black Girls Brunch.
Hey, yay!